And the Loy Machedo, speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who is Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding? The date is 23rd June 2018. Time right now is 8:30 in the morning. I'm here outside. My wife has come for a checkup over there. So since she has to wait for 1 hour, I thought I'd make this video. Now, I've been getting this question from a lot of people. In fact, I just chatted with one guy from Oman who's planning to migrate to Dubai for a job opportunity. And he asked me this question: why, what do you think is going to happen to Dubai after Expo 2020? In fact, everybody has been asking me this question: what happens to Dubai after Expo 2020? So they would like my view. I thought I'd give you a logical answer to this, and as usual, let me know your comments and thoughts if you think I'm right or wrong, because I always read them. Now, I've been doing a little bit of research on countries that hosted Expo throughout the years. I also did research with regards to countries that hosted the Olympics or any major event. Now, what happens is when the country is going to host an event, they hype it up. They spend a lot of advertising dollars to invite delegates, to invite people with foreign exchange to come down. And when people come down in droves, revenue goes up for hotels, revenue goes up for restaurants. The country sees a lot of foreign exchange products and services. There is a spike, and it also helps in the tourism and marketing of that country. Okay, so during that phase, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of happening. However, at the same time, the country also spends lots of money, not just on advertising, but also on infrastructure. And this can come up to billions. You're talking about billions of dollars, and it doesn't come for cheap. So you're talking of billions of dollars being invested in the infrastructure. That is the first thing. The second thing is you need to have a lot of working class professionals, not only to maintain these structures, but also to provide services at these structures. So you're talking about more expenses. And then on top of that, you also have to focus on security, you have to focus on the image, on the standards. So there is an influx of more and more people. But now, for the country, it's like a gamble. It's like you're spending money, you're organizing things, you're paying money, but you're charging for it. So it's like a balance between paying money and taking in money. And for the people who are working, it's a boom period. Why? Because you get new jobs, you get new opportunities. The people whose skills are pretty creative and pretty original, they tend to make a lot more money. Like, for example, DJs, artists, managers with specific or specialized skills, they tend to make a lot more money than the average person. But normal people with normal jobs like security guards, or you're talking of waiters, waitresses, management staff, they get paid like just about the average. Okay. Now what happens is during the course of Expo 2020, there'll be a lot of excitement, there'll be a lot of activities, there'll be lots of things happening. People will be paying money, revenue will be collected, lots of people will be earning a salary, there'll be a lot of jobs, temporary jobs that are created. Okay. However, it is not the during phase that people should focus upon. This is where people make a mistake. Most of the people, what they do is they think, oh, Expo 2020 is coming, so I'm going to migrate to to Dubai. Okay, fine. You migrate to Dubai. Expo 2020 comes. Now let's assume Expo 2020 is finished. Okay, the party is over. Now comes the question, what is next? I'll give you a small example. Let's say you're organizing an event, a party, a marriage, or any big function. You employ the right people, the DJ, the caterers, the artists, the people who will manage the event. you pay them a lot of money. And if you're organizing an event, obviously you'll charge people also money. Okay, to entry, normal entry is $100. Let's say premium is 150 or 500. VIP is 1,000. The event goes on, everyone enjoys. You make sure that the event goes on perfectly, and at the end, the event finishes. Now, when the event finishes, obviously the cleanup is there. You tell everyone go home, everything is done. You start counting the money. You check if it's a profit or loss. But when you're talking of an event like that, you don't have to worry about the stage setup. You don't have to worry about the venue. You don't have to worry about these places which you have rented out services or spaces or chairs or whatever. But here, in the case of Expo 2020, you're talking about the country creating a stadium, creating these buildings, creating these massive structures, which will not go away. I just want you to Google the Rio Olympics, the China Olympics, the Russian Olympics, London Olympics, all these stadiums that they've created, all these buildings that they've created, all these structures that they created. What has happened to them? They're just lying down. They're dying. There is no there's nothing happening there. Like, for example, the stadium that was created in Sports City of Dubai, they created just with a marketing hype that they're going to hold world-class events, football, cricket, and the stadium's going to be filled. But today, if you go to the stadiums, there's hardly anyone there. There's only maybe 1 or 2 or 3 events or 4 events. How many events can you hold per year? And rest of the time it's empty. There's wear and tear. Remember, if you keep a structure in the sun, there is wear and tear. And money goes to maintain it. Even money just to put grass or maintain the grass or clean up the place, it takes a lot of money. So personally speaking, what I look at it as, Dubai will hype itself up when it wants to promote Expo 2020. It'll go out with blazing guns. They would make foreign exchange. They would bring in a lot of eyeballs to the event. That is provided there is no shocking incident that takes place. There is no war. There is no terrorist act, or there is no accident, or there is no let's say PR disaster. But after the event, it's going to go downhill from there, because remember, the high cannot stay. After all the delegates have left, who is going to who's going to work? What jobs are you going to provide? Let's say all the tourists have gone back, all the delegates have gone back, and let's say you have opened up this restaurant. Who's going to come there? Who's going to employ your services? Who's going to buy your products? What are you going to do next? All the temporary jobs that would have been created, all of them would be redundant. All those people would be asked to go back home. There would be an absolute dull. There would be a recession. There would be a downfall. And evidence for this is when you have a couple of products and you offer a sale. Let's say you give everyone 50% off or 80% off. People will, even take a loan from the bank. They will max out on their credit cards. They will go and buy all the products that they can buy for 80% off. And people like to collect and keep. However, after the sale is over and you bring the prices back to normal, nobody wants to buy your product or service, because, now why should I spend 100 on a product that I spend only 20 on? And from where do I have more money? I don't have more money. I don't want to buy anything more. And that is where business goes downhill. Always keep in mind, whenever there are religious festivals like Eid, like Christmas, New Year, sales spike up. But then after that, for a couple of months, 2-3 months, there is a complete market crash. In the same way, Dubai is hoping and hyping Expo 2020. But here's the thing, nobody knows what the hell is Expo 2020 apart from it being a conference where delegates come. I see a very small, a very tiny surge in the revenues. However, once Expo 2020 is finished, it'll go back to normal, and it'll be even more worse, because you hyped up, gave a lot of empty promises, told them this is going to happen, that is going to happen. They're going to build extra structures, After the delegates leave, who's going to go to those structures? What are you going to have in those structures? And you need to keep in mind, Dubai is a desert. Dubai is a desert, okay? It is, the only money that it makes is based on the tourists that come in. So what are you going to have after the people leave? What are you going to have in that building with, let's say, 2,000 extra jobs? Who is going to bring in revenue? Who's going to use those services? Those 2,000 jobs will be redundant, and people will eventually close down their businesses. And if they close down the business, the employees will lose their jobs. So I look at it as nothing but just hype. Expo 2020 is nothing but hype. And after Expo 2020 finishes, it's going to be a massive withdrawal. There's going to be a massive drawback in the sense there's going to be a dip. There's going to be a very bad recession where lots of people will lose their jobs. Lots of people, positions will be redundant. When people lose their jobs, obviously nobody is buying or buying anything new. They're going to save even more money. And when companies terminate their staff, that time, let's say for example there were 100 people, 40 lost their jobs. Those 40 people who would buy from restaurants, who would buy from shopping malls, who would buy from, let's say, clothing outlets. So they are not going to buy any more clothes. They are not going to buy from restaurants. They are not going to buy groceries. There's going to be shortage of people to even take flats. So the market is eventually going to have a recession. So what would I advise an employee? If you have a short-term contract, that is 1 year or preferably 6 months, where you can make a very big chunk of money, but mind you, make sure that the money is paid upfront month after month, because a lot of companies in Dubai that say we will pay you, but then I personally know a lot of vendors and contractors who have not been paid. And in Dubai, if you have to take someone, or in the Middle East, you have to take someone to court, there you have to spend even more money. So if it was me, I would take money 100% in advance, and I would not start my service unless and until the money was paid. If someone tells you, I'll give you a PDC, post-dated check, or I'll give you payment after the service is over, they normally never pay you. This is from experience. They never ever pay you. They'll tell you, oh, funds are less, we'll pay you after 2-3 months. They never pay you, and you'll end up not being paid. So make sure that your money is paid in advance. Take a short-term contract, and have a plan B or plan C. After Expo 2020, you move out and you take up another job, another project. Do not invest in Dubai. Do not invest in any project. Do not invest in anything that is long-term. You will suffer, you will burn, you lose all your money. And I say this from experience. And if you're having a deal with, let's say, a contractor that is for anything related to Expo 2020, money, take it 100% first. Take your money 100% first. Secure your payment, and then execute the project. That's the safest advice I would give you. Long-term employment, absolutely not, because when the company doesn't get its money, when the company is not earning money, it will not give you your salaries, and that is where all the legal problems will start. And if you have a secure job somewhere, if you have employment guaranteed, please don't leave that job, because if you leave that job and you go down to Expo 2020 expecting a hype, what will you do when the job is no longer there? You'll have to put your tail between your legs and maybe go back, or beg other people for favors. This is what I would say is the future of Dubai after Expo 2020. Dubai is this marketing hub that keeps coming, a business hub that keeps coming out with new hyped up stories. Wow, we're going to have Expo 2020. Wow, we're going to have the Olympics. Wow, we are going to have this. Wow, we are going to give you 10-year visa. What happened to the 10-year visa? Nobody's talking about it, because I'm pretty sure they must have told them, you want a 10-year visa, deposit 1 million or 100,000, which negates the purpose of having a 10-year visa, because it's better than that. Have a 1-year visa, or invest that money in Canada or some other country which they at least give you citizenship. And to slap Dubai with its 10-year visa offer, Qatar said we'll give you, full 100% ownership. So you don't need that 10-year visa, you have a lifetime visa. So what do you do, man? So this is what I would say. Dubai is going to keep coming out with new stories, new hyped up speculative sensationalist. Oh, we're going to give you shopping festival, we're going to give you investors festival, we're going to give you the property festival, we're going to have Expo 2020, Olympics, Grand Prix, and it's the same shit. It's like same story, different hype, different music. End of the day, it's the same thing, man. So these are my views about Expo 2020 and what's going to happen after Expo 2020 is over. It's going to go down, it's going to down, because after the hype, I think it's going to fall. And the hype, they are speculating it to be this big thing, really big thing. People, the conference, the people who are coming for Expo 2020 are conference delegates. They're not hardcore shoppers. They're not going to come and wipe the market clean. No, those people are people who have traveled around the world, who have traveled to Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand, Japan. They know the prices. They're going to be very intelligent buyers, and they would only buy if the price is competitive. Others are not going to buy. And given the fact how many people are giving special offers, business will be competitive, but it will eventually, after the sale is over, for the next 6 months, you're going to suffer. Businesses are going to close. A lot of businesses will shut down. There'll be lots of fraud. I'll guarantee you this much. There'll be tons of fraud. There'll be tons of fake stories. There'll be lots of people who lose money. So I would see it as very exciting but dangerous dangerous times where nothing is consistent, nothing is reliable. Make short-term money. It's like go there to, it's like, if you are a trader, buy stocks and sell them fast. That's the only way you'll make money. Otherwise, you'll regret it. These are my views on Expo 2020. What's going to happen after it finishes? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think Expo 2020 is sustainable? Do you think it's long term? Do you think employees are going to benefit from this? Do you think businesses will succeed? Let me know what you think, because I see nothing but expenses going up, hidden charges coming more, this fee, that fee, and end of the day they will say, oh, it has been a grand success. But the actual success is you checking your bank account and asking yourself, how much money did I make after Expo 2020? If your bank balance has increased by 25% or 30% or 50%, Expo 2020 is a success for you. If after all the hype, your bank balance is still the same, your credit card is still there, your loan is still there, Expo 2020 is nothing. It's just bullshit. So my challenge to you is, check how much is your balance, your bank balance, check how much money you have in the bank, how many credit cards, how many loans, and after Expo 2020 is over, figure out how much money did you make. So if you made 20% or 50% more, it's a success. But if you did not, you're just fooling yourself, man. Live from Machedo.com, who's Live Machedo and Think Personal Branding, sharing with you his views. Let me know what you think. I love to read your comments. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Share the video. And this is me signing off for now. Take care.